The United States is plagued with aliens, and here's the proof. When you hear the word aliens, you probably imagine some green humanoids with big eyes, or maybe you think about thousands of refugees that moved to your country. Obviously, the latter seems more real, but what if we say that the United States is plagued with refugees who indeed have green shiny skin and who are not humans? If you're enjoying our videos, be sure to like and subscribe. Also, hit that little bell icon to be notified every time we post a new video. In the Arizona desert, biologists can't stop exploring a pond called Chongo. They use special binoculars to see through the muddy waters and make their records. What they find is shocking. Dozens of shining heads are looking from underwater. These are bullfrogs, and there are too many of them, given that it's only the beginning of the field season. Just a year before, hundreds of bullfrogs were shot and trapped. All the water was pumped out of this pond to get rid of bullfrogs. But now, Chongo has filled up again after monsoon rains, and the bullfrogs have returned back. For more than 10 years, herpetologists have been fighting American bullfrogs without any considerable success. This is a native species of New Mexico and a few other states. Now they are invading the West, and it seems like no one can stop them. The main problem is that there are no native species that could pose a threat to them. Bullfrogs are aggressive, and they can eat literally anything, including other amphibians and reptiles. As bullfrogs move further, native species disappear, which is a real catastrophe for the ecology. These frogs have already destroyed the population of the Mexican garter snake and Chiricahua leopard frog in San Bernardino and Buenos Aires. These species were common in these regions a decade ago, but now they are almost wiped out. Biologists say that the American bullfrog is a dangerous predator, and compare it to the great white shark that also eats everything that moves. The American bullfrog isn't the only invasive species. While there are thousands of threatened species that may disappear at any time, others reproduce so fast that even experts of the U.S. Geological Survey don't know how to stop them. There are birds, insects, mammals, fish, mollusks, and even plants that invade new territories and are not going to stop. According to the statistical data of the National Wildlife Refuge Association, there are up to 680 invasive species that have already occupied more than 8 million acres of refuge habitat. Due to such a worrying tendency, biologists begin to use even the most aggressive methods to control the populations of aliens. The species began its leap in 1898. Western state wildlife managers introduced the American bullfrog as a food and game animal. They were imported to California to satisfy the growing demand for frog legs. For the same reason, this frog appeared in Europe, Asia, and South America. These frogs don't cause any problems in their homeland, where they serve as the favorite dish for alligators, water snakes, and snapping turtles. However, there are no predators that can control their population in the western states. Feeling safe, these frogs reproduce extremely fast. Every female lays up to 20,000 eggs, which is 10 times more than the leopard frog's typical clutch. Another distinctive feature of these frogs is their feeding behavior. These gluttonous predators eat everything that fits in their huge mouths. Biologists say that they've found almost every vertebrate class inside the bullfrog's stomach. They eat snakes, birds, turtles, lizards, and bats. But most often, bullfrogs eat bullfrogs. It may seem that cannibalism should reduce their population, but scientists say that it's beneficial for the species as a whole. This mechanism is called biological bootstrapping. Consuming young frogs and having plenty of insects available, these frogs don't depend on fluctuating populations of other prey. Given the absence of predators, this allows bullfrogs to increase their population 30 times compared to their native areas. Another effect of cannibalism is that it motivates younger frogs to run from their older relatives, traveling really long distances and spreading further to the west. Every frog can travel more than a mile every week. This skill allows this species to expand its range faster than any other amphibian. Now, biologists are planning to repopulate Arizona with leopard frogs, which is a challenging task. The invaders are much more flexible in terms of food, and they reproduce faster. They can literally eat leopard frogs without giving them any chance to restore the population. Not only do they lay 10 times more eggs, but their tadpoles are also less attractive for fish. Researchers say that native predatory fish mostly eat leopard frog tadpoles and ignores bullfrogs. Biologists have tried various approaches to eliminate the invaders, but no method seems to be effective. For example, they've tried retinone and other highly toxic substances which easily kill fish and tadpoles. But bullfrogs didn't have any problems with these chemicals. They can just hop out of the water anytime they feel bad. Biologists also can't use these chemicals too often because they risk killing native species that are already endangered. However, researchers have had some success in ridding of bullfrogs in Buenos Aires. They just drained all ponds during the dry season, capturing adult frogs and killing tadpoles. They hope to reintroduce leopard frogs as the drain ponds fill up during the rains. On the other hand, it's hard to control the species that travel such long distances. It takes only 2 bullfrogs to make a new wave of invasion. Just a male and a female turn into 30,000 frogs quite fast, so researchers are looking for new ways to stop them. Some experts say that predatory insects may help. For example, diving beetles and dragonfly nymphs feed on bullfrog tadpoles. But the efficiency of this method remains in question. The only predatory species that was proven to be effective against the American bullfrog is the largemouth bass. This species is also non-native for Arizona, and it can cause another invasion that will be even more difficult to stop. Alright, Top 5ers, if you haven't already, make sure to visit our other channel, The Brilliant, for even more interesting list videos that'll blow your mind. But I'm warning you, the videos over on The Brilliant are extremely addicting to watch as well. There'll be a link in the description to the channel, so make sure to come and visit us. Or you can go to our latest video popping up on screen right now. Oh, and have you visited thefinestpost.com to enjoy the most amazing articles you'll ever get to read?